Hello guys, and welcome back to Dead Frontier Outbreak. Where we last left off, I tried to fill a bathroom, and died, and I tried to get on a bus, and died. So let's see what else this game has got in store for me. Let's continue.
As I continued down the street, I noticed several groups of people. Just across the road was a group of men with rifles. They appeared to be having fun shooting the zombies rather than trying to escape. In the alley, I could just about see a group of teenage boys armed with a variety of makeshift melee weapons. A few meters from where I was standing, a paramedic and an armed police officer were helping a wounded man, and as I glanced over my shoulder, I saw a group of survivors from my office building, heading in the same direction. I decided that it was probably best to team up with other survivors.
Okay, so I could join the men with rifles, who are obviously having way too much fun killing people. I could join the teenage boys, which I think they're gonna shank me. Join the paramedic, the police officer, and the wounded man. I would probably get killed by the wounded man. Co-workers. Let's go with co-workers.
I jogged over to the group of my fellow co-workers. They seemed happy to see me.
This group is probably the best choice. None of them are injured, and since they know you, they're much less likely to leave you behind in a sticky situation. Made the right choice.
I told the group that I thought we should try to find some transportation to get out of the city center. One of them suggested we go to the parking area a few blocks down. We quickly agreed to our strategy and made our way down the street. As we approached the car parking area, we noticed a few infected wandering idly around the entrance. There was no real way to avoid them.
Okay, so if I could try and run past them, I might die, might get grabbed or snagged or something. I could fight, might work. Distract them and run away, run from the entrance so the others can get safely through. That would probably kill me. Convince one of the others to distract them. They would probably listen, but he will die. And I don't know what would happen. Let's see if I can convince one of them to distract them.
After some heated discussion, somebody from the group eventually stepped up. He began making such a noise as he could, running in circles around the infected. My plan worked and they began to follow him away from the entrance. The rest of us swiftly made our way inside and began to search for a suitable vehicle. We were so wrapped in what we were doing that we forgot about our brave volunteer. We never saw him again.
I'm sure he's fine. He'll have his own story. He might be in Project Zomboid. Who knows? It's a great game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should definitely check it out. Anyway, next.
We eventually found a few different options for vehicles in which we could make our escape. On the far side of the parking area, we found a pair of road motorbikes. Closer to us was a four-wheel drive all-terrain Jeep, a large freight truck, and a convertible sports car.
Okay, so I could take the motorbike, probably get dragged off it, take the Jeep, much more sturdy, take the freight truck, much harder, that's actually could be quite good, take the sports car, very loud, and would probably run out of gas. So Jeep or freight truck. If we get caught off-road, I would prefer the Jeep, so let's get the Jeep.
I suggested that we take the Jeep, and the others quickly agreed. Having the ability to go off-road if necessary would be incredibly useful, especially since many roads would have been blocked with traffic, accidents, or zombies.
Yeah, made the right choice there.
We approached the Jeep and peered inside. To our dismay, we saw a pair of infected inside, desperately clawing at the windows in an attempt to escape.
Okay, try and pull them out, or just another vehicle. We need this vehicle. So, come on, if I was smart about this, we would pull them out and then stomp on the heads. So police say they do something like that. I mean, there's a group of us. We should be able to take down 2 of them easily.
We opened the doors, reached inside the Jeep, and tried to pull the infected from the vehicle. As I dragged the rotting body onto the tarmac, I felt a sharp pain. I looked down, and to my horror, saw blood pouring from several bite marks on my left forearm. I momentarily exchanged glances with the others before running as far away from them as I could. It wouldn't be long before I became a zombie.
Oh, you're an idiot! What did you do? Put your arm in front of his mouth? Oh. I would have done that better, just so you know. Anyway, let me cut back when we try another vehicle, I guess. Okay.
I made my suggestion, but the others didn't listen. They really wanted that Jeep, and a few zombies weren't going to stand in their way.
Okay, so that was kind of pointless. Just whether I take the hit, I guess.
The others immediately flung open the doors and started trying to drag the zombies out. However, without my help, they were having serious trouble, and it seemed like they would most likely end up dead if I didn't intervene.
Oh yeah, because you did so well the last time. Leave them... Look, the Jeep is a good idea. Oh, but God, this guy puts his hand and his arm in front of zombies' mouths. So, I could try and help them. Or I could just escape in anything else. You know what? Let's try and help them.
I stepped forward, reached inside the Jeep, and tried to help pull one of the infected.
Oh, you're doing this again.
As I dragged the rotting body onto the tarmac, I felt a sharp pain.
Yep, you did, because you did the exact same thing. I thought he would... Okay, looks like the Jeep is just a no. Okay, so I'm back to this decision. So what else should I take? A freight truck, a sports car, or a motorbike? I'm gonna take the motorbike, actually. Because if there is blocked roads, a freight truck and a sports car is gonna get stopped. I might be able to go around with the motorbike. So
I headed towards the motorbike and didn't look back. I climbed aboard my chosen vehicle and sped away from the car park onto the main street. By then the roads were littered with bodies and car wreckages. It was all I could do to avoid them. Everywhere I looked, I could see only scenes of carnage. It seemed that those not already infected were fighting a losing battle. My thoughts quickly turned to my wife. I tried to tell myself that she would be okay, but that didn't stop the horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach. I knew I had to get home as soon as possible. In the distance, I could see a gas station with a few of the zombies on the forecourt. I quickly glanced down at the fuel gauge and saw that I only had about half a tank remaining.
okay, fill up at the pump, go into the convenience store to take supplies, or continue down the road without stopping. If I try and fill up at the pump, I'll probably get killed. Because of this guy, probably he will get killed. Go into the attached convenience store and try and take supplies. Probably get killed again. If I continue down the road, there's a chance I might just be able to take the bike as far as it could. Maybe take another vehicle? We'll see.
I decided not to stop for gas or supplies due to the potential danger. Half a gas tank was more than enough to get home anyway.
Oh, you could have mentioned that. Oh well.
I continued down the road before turning onto the main highway out of town. However, it wasn't long before I noticed a mass of vehicles blocking the road ahead. The combined sound of all the honking, shouting, and screaming was deafening. Nobody had kept to their lanes, and cars were packed so closely together that not even a bicycle could squeeze through. The blockage extended so far down the road that it was literally impossible to discern what the cause was.
Okay, wait patiently for the traffic jam to clear. Take the vehicle off-road and go around the blockage. Try and find an alternative route home. I wait, I'll get killed by zombies. Try and go off-road. I don't know how well the bike would handle. I'll probably get killed in the forest or something. Probably not a forest, but a field or somewhere. So I'm gonna try and find another route home.
I decided that there was no point in waiting for the traffic to clear, and that without the Jeep, driving off the road was just too dangerous. I headed back the way I came and turned off the highway at the first exit. I soon found a safer, albeit less direct route home. As I sped down the disturbingly quiet back road, my mind began to wander. Without the distraction of imminent danger, I began to remember the horrific scenes I had witnessed just an hour ago. Images of mangled corpses flashed before my eyes, and my head began to spin. I swerved onto the wrong side of the road, just as another vehicle pulled out from a concealed entrance. I braked sharply, but it was too late to avoid a collision. Amazingly, I wasn't seriously injured, but my ride was badly damaged.
Okay, see if the other driver is hurt. Try and steal the other driver's car, try and repair the vehicle, or carry on foot. See if the other driver is hurt. He's probably gonna be somewhat pissed off that I slammed my bike into his car. Try and steal it might be a good thing. I don't know how hurt he is. Try and repair the vehicle might take way too long, especially since his ride was badly damaged. Or carry on foot. Gonna be the douche here and try and steal the other driver's car. Gonna probably die.
As I walked over to the car, I realized that the driver was either unconscious or dead. I didn't care which. I opened his door, removed his seatbelt, and dragged him out of the driver's seat, not noticing the deep bite marks on his arms and neck. Before I realized he was infected, he regained consciousness and sunk his teeth into my wrist. I managed to escape and run off into the wood, but I succumbed to infection soon after.
You really aren't that observant, are you? Although I guess the option was observe. Okay, I'll try again. Okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I try and check the driver first. He might just kill me again, but I want to see.
I walked over to the car and I opened the driver's door. He was unconscious but didn't seem to be badly wounded. As I wondered what to do next, I noticed 3 large bite marks on his upper arm and realized that it wouldn't be long before he became one of the infected. I decided to leave him and continue on foot.
Okay, so I should have done that. Well, next.
After a half an hour of walking, I began to recognize my surroundings and knew that I would soon be home. There were several different routes I could take.
Okay, continue along the main road, follow the train line, take a shortcut through the cornfield, or take a shortcut through the woods. Woods is a no, because there is probably zombies around there and I'll just get caught off guard. Cornfield, maybe. Main road, probably not, since there's probably a horde of them. Follow the train line might also be an idea. Although I might get hit by a train. Let's go through the cornfield.
I headed into the cornfield, thinking that the infected wouldn't be able to see me amongst the tall crops. I failed to take into account that I wouldn't be able to see them either. It didn't take long for a small group of them to sniff me out, and before I realized it, I was already surrounded. There was no hope of escape.
Damn. Okay, let's try this decision again. Okay, gonna do the thing I probably should have done, maybe. We're gonna try and follow the train line.
I decided to get off the main road, as it would undoubtedly be dangerous in such a heavily populated area. I decided to follow the train line instead, since it ran not far from my house and would be totally deserted. Sure enough, I didn't see another soul.
See, I'm always the 50-50 choices. I always pick the wrong one first, apparently. Anyway, that's the end of this part, folks, so thanks for watching. Again, a link down below if you want to check out this game. And I'll see you next time. Later.